Hi viewers and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Viewers, today we will talk about Annie Frank. Annie Frank is full Anneliese Mary Frank, born June 12, 1929, of Frankfurt am Main, Germany, died February March 1945. Bergen-Belsen concentration camp near Hanover. Jewish girl whose diary of her family 2 years in hiding during the German occupation of the Netherlands became a classic of war literature. Early in the Nazi regime of Adolf Hitler, Annie's father, Otto Frank, a German businessman, took his wife and 2 daughters to live in Amsterdam. In 1941, after German forces occupied the Netherlands and was compelled to transfer from a public school to a Jewish one. On June 12, 1942, she received a red and white plaid diary for her 13th birthday. That day, she began writing in the book, I hope I will be able to confide everything to you, as I have never been able to confide it anymore, and I hope you will be a great source of comfort and support. When Annie's sister Margot was faced with deportation, supposedly to a forced labor camp, the Franks went into hiding on July 6, 1942, in the backroom office and warehouse of Otto Frank's food products business. With the aid of few non-Jewish friends among the Maibgis who smuggled in food and other supplies, the Frank family and 4 other Jews, Hermann and Pales and their son Peter and Fritz, lived confined to the secret annex. During this time, Annie wrote faithfully in her diary, recounting day-to-day life in hiding from ordinary annoyances to the fear capture. She discussed typical adolescent issues as well as her hopes for the future, which included becoming a journalist or a writer. Annie's last diary entry was written on August 1, 1944. 3 days later, the annex was discovered by the Gestapo, Gestapo, which was acting on a tip from Dutch informers. Friends who searched the hiding place after the family's capture later gave Otto Franks the paper left behind by the Gestapo. Among them, he found Annie's diary, which was published as Annie Frank, the diary of a young girl, originally in Dutch 1947, precocious in the style, and inside it traces her emotional growth and adversity. In it, she wrote, I still believe in spite of everything, that people are really good at heart. The diary, which has been translated into more than 65 languages, is the most widely read diary of the Holocaust, and Annie is probably the best known of Holocaust victims. The diary was also made into play premiered premiered on Broadway in October 1955, and in 1956 it won both the Tony Award for the Best Play and the Pulitzer Prize for Best Drama. A film version directed by George Stevens was produced in 1959. The play was controversial. It was challenged by the screenwriter Meir Levin, who wrote an early version of the play, later realized as the 35 minutes radio play, and accused Otto Frank and his chosen screenwriters, Francis Goodrich and Albert Hackett, of sanitizing and parodizing the story. The play was often performed in high schools throughout the world and was revived with addition on a Broadway in 1997 and 1998. A new English translation of Diary, published in 1995, contains material that was edited out of the original version, which makes the revised translation nearly one-third longer than the first. The hiding place of the Franks family is on the canal in Amsterdam, became a museum that is consistently among the city's most visited tourist sites.